So, like, guys, if you hear any background noise, it's not me, it's my wife. She is busy dilly-dallying in the background. I'm going to go for a sauna. No. She's back inside, back. I'm going for the sauna. No, back inside, back inside. So anyway, that's what the noise is behind us. So let's get on and be exactly why we are here right now. What am I doing? Why am I speaking? What is today all about? Well, I want to give a little bit of backstory about my journey, about where I've come from, what I'm doing, why I do what I do. Now, I did start touching this on this subject in my other podcast, and I just want to continue a little bit along the line of just who I am, why I do what I do with the energy work, the healing, what drives me. And it's something that I've been passionate about for a very, very long time. Something that I have been working with alongside my beautiful wife, Heather, for as long as we've been together, basically. You know, we sort of met in 2008, and she's just... So I should turn this around and you can see it, but I won't because I would be banned. Oh my goodness. So mine back in place. Okay. She's very distracting. She's very beautiful, very distracting. So Heather and I met way back in 2008. 2009, we started doing things with the energy, started working together, practicing, channeling, etc., etc. By 2010, I was quite confident and really started connecting. We actually went overseas in 2009. We went to, there was Eindhoven in the Netherlands. We went to Hawaii. We were in UK. We traveled around. We even went to Italy and we visited the Vatican. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I was pretty pissed off with what I saw in there. But what we were doing is we were stretching ourselves energetically. We were taking what we knew and applying it. And when we returned, I got what I can only call the bug to bring information through, and that's the dog. So I will just go for a walk and let them out. Otherwise, they're going to completely make a noise while I'm talking. And this is my life. Welcome to my life. And we do have we've got campers, and our campers do. I'll just quickly explain. I'll turn around, see if I can. I can't turn around my phone. It's on one of these things that once it's in place, it's in place. It's this particular program I've got on, and I'm waffling, aren't I? But now I've got the dogs out, now I've got the wife out, and they're all doing their own thing. I can focus and concentrate back on what we're doing. So dogs have actually just seen some friends of ours that are out there with camp. They're camping, and they've got a dog, and the dogs are just going, what's going on? So back. Isn't it amazing when you really want to connect in with the energy, when you really want to connect in and start sharing something that is meaningful and something that is for you, for the individual, for me, really important. It's amazing what happens in the outside, in the atmosphere, that will distract. Noises, people speaking, dogs barking, and it points to the journey that I've been on, where there has been so much happening, where you're on fire, and that drive, that purpose just puts you forward and carries you for so long, and then all of a sudden there's a like I said before, the bump in the road, and you get distracted. You something happens, it takes you off. But when you come back on to the road and back to the focus of your passion, you suddenly see that everything is much clearer. Or at least I do at times. And I've actually been sitting here for a couple of days. For about a week or so now, I haven't put anything up on Substack. And you may ask why? Because, you know, it's got Substacks, that's where you're on Substack, right? I'm supposed to either write something, send an email out, do a podcast, blah, 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 blah. But when I'm empty, or when I'm full of something that doesn't need to come out to you guys because it's just that, then I'm not going to put product out. I'm not going to put information out that doesn't hold resonance. Because if I put something out that doesn't hold resonance, it's going to attach to you, it's going to attach to your vibration, and it's going to carry that negativity through. Okay, now it's very important that we sort of remember this, guys, because when we're spirit beings, we are not when, but we are spirit beings. I'm a spirit being. My energy, my spirit, my soul lives inside of this physical avatar, this physical body, this meat suit. Okay, and at times, my spirit, my soul, it forgets who it is, and it is driven by the carnal desires or the carnal wants and needs of the physical body. And it distracts me. It gets me off kilter. And that's when depression hits, that's when negativity hits, that's when the mind just goes, me, and it just repeats and repeats and repeats. And a lot of you out there may or may not be aware that we've been in the month of September. And the month of September is definitely what I would call a culmination of endings. It's the end of, it's the cycle ending. It's a 9, all right? So we've had the 9th of the 9th. And then, if any of you saw my YouTube that we did when I did some channeling, the 2025 also adds to a 9. So we've had 999. So that's 3 completions. It's a PowerPoint. It's been a month of bringing together the completions. So it's completing the your lifelines. It's completing the things in your life that you no longer wish to repeat. It's bringing up to the surface all of the things that we've shoved down, that we've suppressed. It's bringing them up, and it's like saying, are we going to deal with it, or are we going to repeat the lesson? Are we going to repeat and repeat and repeat, or are we going to bring it to the end, to complete? Are we going to put a full stop in it? And for me, I've decided that I am putting a full stop in a lot of stuff. I'm teaching myself to quantum jump, to jump from the realm or the timeline that I'm in, that I don't feel suits me, to another timeline, which I believe will be much better for me. How am I going to do that? Well, it's just me going in and meditating. It's me looking at what it is that I want and speaking that and feeling that and knowing that. Not just blah, 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 empty words, but it's actually bringing it in. It's having an inner vision. It's having a deep, deep belief in what it is that I know for myself. It is looking at myself knowing that I am worthy. I'm actually worthy of everything that I know is out there for me, in that which is for the highest good for my growth. It's acknowledging that I am perfect in my imperfections. It's acknowledging that I am a damn good author. Doesn't matter what other people may or may not think. When I see their writings, when I see their books, when I see their blood and sweat and tears on the paper of what they've produced, then I can turn around to them and I can say, wow, this is really, really good. You've really applied yourself. You've got something in here. I don't always understand this. I don't fully comprehend that, but you've done it. I don't want to ever find myself ripping down another author because they feel differently to what I feel, okay? And I've had that. I've had people come against me with the words, the works that I bring through, and they've really ripped and taken me to shreds. They've attacked me on my birth line. They've attacked me the fact that I grew up in a particular country that was colonialist. Tell me, a lot of us who haven't. And they've attacked me on my spirituality. They've attacked. And for a long time, I actually stopped writing because I let it affect me. And then I looked at what I had written over the years. And I'm going to show these to you because this is something that I am very proud of. And it makes me realize exactly that my passion, that my journey, my soul journey is to allow the information to come through from the higher realms through me and be put out. Now, one of the first books I wrote is, it's upside down, is Understanding Ascension, the Fifth Dimensional Series, okay, or knowledge. But on the other side of that is the Fifth Dimensional Healing, okay? And one is written, this one is, this particular part of the book is written by Platorans, the mentor that I have from Pleiades. He is a Pleiadian healer. He's a master healer. on this. This is Safita, also known as Saint Germain, and he talks about ascension. And this was written. Just giving a little bit of a backstory, guys. Here, okay. This was written. 2019 is when I first had this printed, but I started writing it about a year earlier. All right. Then the very first edition of my Lyran book that came through, that I started writing in 2017, but was finally printed in 2019. This was the first edition of the Lyran book series. It was re-edited by the Lyrans after I pushed this one forward to this one, okay? And this was printed or reprinted in 2020, so about a year later. But the thing is, it went from this size to this size because the Lyrans realized that we were pushing it out for an event. They wanted the information, they wanted the book to be in the hands of individuals by a certain time. So they rammed this through. They then re-edited it and they brought it through here. So it basically doubled in size. Then the second book came, and that was the Lyran Disclosure Book 2, the Anunnaki Influence. And it again, just influence, a lot of information through there. Then was the the Uprising, okay, the third book in the Lyran Disclosure series, which was the Terran Uprising. And the Lyrans call us Terrans. They call us the Terrans. We are from Terra. Okay, we're not Earthlings, we're not Earth people, we are Terrans. And there's a whole history in that. There's a whole lot of dynamics in that particular construct. My fourth book, and I say fourth book because it's a fourth published book, or fifth published book really, because the green one is actually 2 books, is this one, The Mystery Teachings of Self-Mastery. And that was, and that I had released out earlier on this year. And it is, again, it's by Safita, who's also, by the way, known as Adama Saint Germain. So this was printed in 2024, and you can get it through me. You can get all these books through me, actually, except for the green one. I have to get that split into 2 separate books and republished and whatnot. So, because that is the last one. That is like the last of the original print that I did. But why am I showing you these books? What am I doing? Am I trying to promote myself? Am I trying to get you to buy a book? Well, dang it, yeah, why not? Why not buy a book from me? I am a self-authored publisher. I publish my own books. So yes, I do sell it through Amazon. Yes, but I do have, don't know if you can see those boxes. They are full of books that I have pre-ordered and here, so that when people order from me, I tune in. I tune into their energy if I can, and I bring a message through for them. And I write it in the book, or I type it out and I fold it in a piece of paper in the book, and I autograph the books that people purchase from me. I try to make it special and unique for them, to say thank you for getting it from me instead of from Amazon or wherever. But so yeah, why not purchase something from me? And I'll put the link in for here for anybody that does want to. But the reason I'm speaking about this is because this is my passion. This is my passion. This is me wanting to get information that is living inside of me and get it out to anyone that wants to hear it, anyone that feels that there is something else in the world that can help them. Because, not every single individual that is alive on our planet, on our world, in our realm, has all the answers. Everybody's got a little bit of something. And so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that we have to listen. We've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. And sometimes we have to really listen to what is coming to us, to who is speaking. Because sometimes the bumps in the road and the glitches and the mistakes that we find ourselves repeating aren't because we aren't doing things right. It could be that they keep coming to us because the energy Our higher selves, the divine spirit, wants us to come up and raise our energies to a place where we're looking down, we're looking at whatever it is, the chaos in our lives, and we take the observer view. We don't just go, oh my God, I'm having such a hard time. It's not fair. Why is this always happening to me? Blah, blah, blah. Well, hang on. If it is always happening to me, let's stop. Let's pause. Let's put a line under that. And let's lift our energies higher a bit. And then when we lift our energies higher, let's take the observer view. Let's be the non-attached observer, the one that doesn't get involved. It's just like, well, what's going on here? Let's take a sneaky peek. And let's just see what's happening. And what happens when we come in from a perspective of it doesn't really involve us, it doesn't really attach to us, it's nothing really to do with us. When we come from that attitude and we start going in, we go, oh, why don't they do this? Oh, hang on, what about that? If they do that and that and that, then they'll find that happens. And all of a sudden, it's like our higher self, the divine spirit is coming to us and saying, listen to that other part of you. How many of us have often heard the statement of just tune into your higher self, or what is your higher self saying to you? But we don't listen because we're too busy yapping away, either in our mind or in our heart, and we're not listening. We think we know everything. I mean, what else could we possibly know about this particular thing that's been happening in our lives forever and ever and ever? Okay, well, if we were to stop and actually just let our higher self talk to us, let our heart actually, that quiet voice inside of us actually speak, we might hear something different. And we might go, dang it, I should have done that. I could have done that. And when we start to realize that when we compromise on our passion, when we compromise, I'm just going to go get some water. When we compromise on what it is that we feel is important, what we know is our truth, all right? When we compromise that in so many ways by talking down about ourselves, by saying that we are actually not worthy of this, or we're not connected to that, we're unimportant here, unimportant there, we're stupid, we're this, we're that. We badmouth ourselves to the point where we actually start believing the worst about ourselves. And then what happens is when we do that, then other people start talking about us like that. Have you ever noticed that? But when we start talking good about ourselves, when we start saying to ourselves that, actually I can do this. I am better than this. I'm more than that. I have plenty of ideas and concepts and we start talking positively, other people start to talk positively about us. Our passions, our purposes in life are very, very important. And when we start to diminish that purpose, when we start to diminish that practical spark in our lives, we're doing ourselves harm. We are self-harming. We're self-harming spiritually, which is not a great thing. So I invite you all, seriously, to take time to look at who you are as an individual. And are you repeating something? Is something in your life being a little bit more, how can I put it, irritating than usual? Are you becoming distracted by the things that you say and do? When you look at yourself and you go, why am I doing this again? What's happening? And what is your inner conversation, guys? What is it? Do you your inner conversation, do you talk bad about yourself? I've done it. I'm useless. What the fuck? I wish I was dead. Who the hell do I think I am? What the fuck's going on now? Blah, 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 blah. I've spoken negatively about myself out loud in company of others. And my wife has come down on me like, what are you doing? Don't you know you're beautiful? Don't you know you're strong? Don't you know you? And she tries to negate what I've just said by speaking positively. But unless I believe that, doesn't really count. And so this is what I'm really trying to encourage us all, encourage you and also myself, that unless we look at our lives differently, unless we look at ourselves as important, unless we see that we are what we want to be strong and clear-minded, and we want to be able to speak our truth, and we want to be seen, and we want to be heard, well then we need to see ourselves. We need to hear ourselves. We need to listen to ourselves. And one of the things that I've just restarted doing recently is I've started doing what I call mirror statements. The mirror statement and then the I am statement. So I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'll go, you're beautiful. And I'll look at myself. Oh, weird. You are beautiful, Louise. And then I go, I am beautiful. You're clever, Louise. You are actually really clever. You think of things that others don't think of. Swallow, because that feels really weird. And then I go, I am clever. And I do conceive and I do think about things that others don't think of. And I am able to communicate that. That's right. You are a good communicator, Louise. You can communicate. Yes, I am. I am a good communicator. I don't know why I would think otherwise, because I communicate well. See, so I start saying with the you, what you are, as if I'm speaking to someone outside of myself by looking at the mirror. And then I claim it for myself and I go, I am. And believe me when I say that when I've done this before, and even when I'm doing it now, it does not feel comfortable. When you look at yourself in the mirror and it's like you're talking to yourself as if someone else is actually standing in front of you, but it's not, it's you. And you say things like, you're beautiful. And you're strong. You have a clear mind. You have the ability to bring things from the unseen realm into your life. You can manifest. You're a great manifester. And then I pause and I'm going, and then I say to myself, now I have to say that in the I am statement. And I struggle, guys. I'm not perfect. Okay, you hear that? I am not perfect. And this is the thing, is like we need to realize when we're talking and when we're speaking, when we use an I am statement, it's the most powerful thing that we can say, because as soon as we put in something after that, that's what we're declaring over ourselves. Okay? So we can go, I am well, I'm healthy, and we can speak all the positive things, and that's good. But then what about when we're not feeling so great about ourselves and we go, oh, I am this, and we start using negative stuff, okay? Like I just said, I'm not that perfect. And yet I want to be perfect. But then I realize that I'm perfect in my imperfections. So I am perfect in my imperfections, in my little quirks, in my little nuances of how I do things that other people might be irritated by. I'm perfect that way. That's the way I was created. My laugh might not be what you think a laugh should be like. It might be irritating to you. My laugh might be something that is beautiful to you. I don't know. But you know what? It's mine. And I own it. I own it. Yes. You know, my nose could be a bit flat, you know. It's a bit flat. It's a bit squash. Big nostrils, whatever, you know. And people might look at that and go, ooh, you know, who's she? What she? Well, look at them. I don't care. It's my nose. It's been broken, unfortunately. But I was born with this nose, just like I was born with these eyes and this mouth and this cow's lick and whatever, you know, it makes my hair all weird and wonderful. I was born this way that you see, and I own it. And I'm not trying to say, you know, I was born this way because I'm a lesbian, or I was born this way because I'm a this or a that. No, no, no. I was born looking like this. This is the body I chose. This is the nuances. These are the nuances that I helped create in my mother's womb. I brought it out into the flesh when I was ushered forth from the womb with my mom giving birth to me, all right? When I was born, I was beautiful and I was perfect, and I was just a miniature version of me. So if I was perfect then, I am perfect now. And I love myself. Now that's very, very hard for me to say at times. Times I truly believe it, and other times I'm like, do I really believe it? I don't know. But I say the words because the more I hear myself saying words like, I love myself, I accept myself, I am perfect with my imperfections, I am in balance, then what happens is my ears hear this, my mind registers what I'm saying, and it drops it into my heart. My heart begins to turn it over. So when I next speak my truth from my heart, the words come, I love myself, and it's a little easier. I accept myself. I am perfect in my imperfections, and I'm unique with that. And so what happens is, if I begin to speak this more positively, I hear it more positively, I feel it more positively, my brain begins to transcribe it into the synaptics and the nodes and all the rest of it. It begins to believe it, because remember, our brain cannot tell the difference between what is imagined and what is real until we make a decision. This is imagination, this is real. All right? We need to control our thoughts. We need to say what we believe in. Don't let other people and other things around us declare what we should or shouldn't be, or who we should and shouldn't be. Because if we did that, then we're nothing more than an automated being. We're nothing more than a robot. But when we come to the point where we start to look at our own lives, and we start to recognize our own traits, then we start realizing what our purpose is, what our passion is, what our reality is. And that's why I write, guys. That's why I write. I write to bring that information, that information, that knowledge that just, for some reason, it just comes to me. I write it, I put it out so that other people can benefit from it. You may not always agree with what I say. That's your right. What I ask is that if you disagree, let me know you disagree, but be polite. How would you like somebody else to confer to you that they disagree with you? Would you want them to rip you apart? Would you want them to be nasty and belittling? Or would you prefer that they bring it to you in a way that you go, hey, boom, 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 this is what I didn't agree with, this is what I didn't like, and maybe, just maybe, I can go with that, and I go, geez, I can take this, I can learn from this, I can mold it, and I can sort of see how I can improve. And this is it. We have to come from and a lot of people are saying this at the moment, and I think it was more of a meme going around, but there is something that is really true about it. It's be kind. But it's not be kind to everyone else. Be kind to yourself, guys. Because when you're kind to who you are, to what's going on inside of you, then it is an instinctive and natural response to be kind to others. So I think I'm going to do a little bit more of the podcasts like this, speaking a little bit more about different subjects that really touch me on my soul journey. And hopefully they may resonate with you. And if they resonate with you, great. I'm glad that I was able to be part of a connecting point in you where you're able to take a hold of that and see how it can affect and help you in your life. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then please put it on the shelf, leave it alone, just delete, pause, whatever. It's okay. I'm not invested. What I am invested is how I can help you how can I be of service in serving the best ability for myself? How can I share that with you to help you rise up? How can I help you to step up into the parts that best suit you? Because that's my passion. That's why I channel. That's why I do energy healing work. That's why I do crystal cube readings. And with the crystal cube readings, I'll just show you what they are. They are actual crystals and they are actual cubes. So I have like jasper and amethyst, and I don't know all the names, forgive me, but you know, I've got all of these beautiful rose quartz, citrine. This, like, I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's dyed, so I wouldn't really know what that is. And then I've got these, I think that's a jade, and that one I'm not 100% sure what that is. But I let the magnetics and the energy of these crystals magnify your energy to me, and it's wonderful. I've done it on YouTube and on Facebook Lives. We've done some readings with people, and it's absolutely, it's fun. I love it. Tuning in and helping people, and the feedback's always been really good. So this is why I do what I do, because it puts me in a position of stepping outside of who I am and what I think is good and correct, and allowing the divine to speak through me to you through healing or through channeled messages or through energy readings. But it's there to be of service. It's there to be connected to you. And so that's a little bit more about who I am. And just to let you know that I love doing what I do. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep getting out there and doing more of what I need to do. And I love you guys. I've got nothing else to say, but I will be back. See you soon.